on. Are you ready, Joe? I'm getting a nod. I guess we're live. Okay, so welcome to the Public Works and Environmental Services Committee meeting held today, Tuesday, September 21st, 2021 at 5 p.m. Being held electronically and transmitted via council chambers located at 39 South Shore Road, Lake Cowichan, BC, as per Ministerial Order M192. And so before we open the meeting, I'd like to thank the Subasset First Nation, whose land we work and live on. So we call the meeting to order with any introduction of any late items. Not seeing any. So looking for approval of the agenda as presented. And that would be Councillor McGonigal, seconded by Councillor Sandhu. So all in favor? Thank you. So business arising and any unfinished business. This one isn't ongoing, so I'm assuming somebody was going to report on the community cleanup held on September the 12th. So if you were involved, Jazz, did you want to speak to that? Or the mayor? Mayor Day?
Yeah, I can only chime in briefly because I spread myself around pretty thin that day, but I did pick up some garbage in one of the parks myself. And also I noticed some other folks downtown picking up garbage that weren't part of the river cleanup. It was pretty hard to tell the difference in some spots, but so it was a busy day and I did notice people out there doing it, but I didn't see the end result of how much garbage was collected and dropped off at Saywell. So. But there was participation. So whether or not we want to twin that event next year or not, that's something we can discuss at any time.
Okay. Councillor Sandhu?
Thank you. I went down there on Sunday and helped out for a while. I did notice, like Mayor Day said, a few people walking around South Shore Road with garbage pickup equipment and garbage bags. And I think something I learned for this year is I think we should have been ahead of the game. So let's plan next year, kind of coincide with the Cowichan Lake River Stewardship and get on with them sooner than later. And then we can do our advertising with them and just also on our social media pages and just really promote it. I think we just kind of missed the ball a bit this year. Leaving it a little bit too late. So, but you know what? You saw a lot of people around the community. They were doing their good deeds. And so I was satisfied and happy to see that. So
perhaps we'll have more discussion in the spring because I don't know whether we want to do the cleanup when the CBRD does theirs. Because I think remember when they had all of their cleanups and then we decided because we had missed the boat that we would join in with the river stewardship cleanup. I had thought. Maybe you can clarify, Christine.
Yeah, the Cowichan River Stewards, they're meeting tonight just to discuss how the day went. And one of the questions is working alongside the Tube Shack, was that beneficial for the river stewardship or was it, what did it implement people not coming out to help out type of things? So I believe they had 78 people from the river stewardship that had signed up to be down there in that. So yeah, I think it's just a discussion that we'll be having this winter, and then council can talk about it this spring and kind of get a plan in place, a yearly plan in place, instead of kind of a last minute thing that I kind of threw at council, and where we could actually be partners in this and on a yearly partnership. So
perhaps when they have that meeting, you can bring a report back to us seeing how effective they thought it was.
yeah, they're meeting tonight. So at our next meeting next month, then I'll get the minutes and then I'll bring it back to council.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Councilor Austin?
Yes, I just wanted to mention, I did a little bit too, and I was quite excited when they were getting crayfish out of the bottles at Saywell Park and throwing them back in the river because they said there weren't any in there. And I noticed that it was on the news that September 18th is actually World Cleanup Day. Maybe that's the time, if we don't do it with the CVRD, and you can talk to the River Stewardship about doing it the same time as World Cleanup Day, because they advertise that as well. So that's this weekend, this Saturday. And I suppose it's somewhere around the 18th each year. So that's just something I noted from the news. I saw a lot of people walking around. I walked around with a bag up and down at the Trans-Canada Trail a little bit and stuff like that. So it was good.
Did you have your hands up, Councillor McGonigal?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I think collaborating with the timing on the river stewardship cleanup is a good idea, but to get the advertising out a little bit earlier may promote some more people from participating. Myself and my wife did participate as well from the trail up here at Hammond through down to the trailhead, dodging bicycles because it was a very busy weekend. There was the gravel fondo and a whole bunch going on. So for a busy weekend, I thought we had a fair participation. I think it will grow as we collaborate with those who are dealing with the River Stewardship Society and the cleanup with the Tube Shack, et cetera, if we all amalgamate together. Not to take away from the possibility of partnering along a spring cleanup as well. But I think the timing of the Cowichan River Stewardship cleanup and the Tube Shack does give us an option to get more people out, so to speak. So I think that we should discuss that as it comes up earlier and get the promotion out there.
And I did have a visitor to our community, a nice lady from Shawnigan Lake. And she told me she just had to remark at what a beautiful, clean community we had. And I said, oh, he said, well, we're actually doing a community cleanup in a few weeks. And she was quite surprised. She had thought maybe we had just finished doing one. So kudos, that speaks well for our community, that it was clean before we needed to clean it. And Jazz, did you want to maybe let us know how much garbage was it left at the Public Works, or was it dropped off at Saywell?
The garbage, I believe they took it all away. The Public Works didn't have to deal with anything.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So anybody else? Okay, the next one we're moving on to is the transit shelter status, even though it's in your upcoming report. Did you want to still speak on it?
Which one? The new one that we just installed, or?
It just says transit shelter status ongoing item. So
the one at Fields is the Field one. It's been it's installed. The old one we're hoping to get it removed sometime this fall or winter. But once we do that, we're going to have to install a railing along the ramp there. There's some concerns with the drop off there, so we're going to apply for a bit of a grant, and they'll help us fund that too. So, and the one across from Country Grocer, we're still waiting on the Ministry of Transportation to review the plans and for their input. I've got input from CVRD and Transit, but Ministry of Transport has not got back to us yet.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? I think you'll have to mute, Jazz. Thank you. So we have no delegations and no representations, and there's no correspondence. So it is back to our superintendent again on his August report.
Okay, so the following work, it's either being, is completed or in progress. Catch basin, culvert cleaning, come in fall, we're starting to do that. Currently, we're trying to finish up some of the sidewalk work and road stuff that's still outstanding. Sanitary pump stations, we're still doing some maintenance. We did got some completed last week. There's still some more to do on Pine Street Pump Station. The Arbutus sanitary contract was scheduled, the work was scheduled, it was awarded and scheduled to start August 17th. But the contractor could not fulfill his obligations and he backed out of the contract. So we have re-tendered that. Hopefully we'll have the prices in this week and hopefully we'll go from there, see what happens. And again, the culverts, inlets and outlets, we've started doing that. So again, that's all fall and winter. Make sure that all our culverts are functioning properly. Street sweeping, just whenever we find time, we send the truck out and do some sweeping. That's the shelter there again. We already spoke about that. There's a bit of paving, the paving project. We got a bit of patching to do along the sidewalk there, and a few other places we got some patching to do. And the sidewalk now to that we did from Popular going back to the King George roundabout is completed. And just like I say, there's a bit of patching to do there. So we'll be finished that hopefully tomorrow if it doesn't rain too much. Again, this last month, the month of August, we encountered a number of water breaks again. Seems like a monthly thing. And then just a reminder to all residents again, it's if they can keep the sidewalks and boulevards in front of their homes cleared. Fall is coming, so we're going to get a lot of leaves and down stuff on the sidewalks, and they get slippery. So we very much appreciate if we can keep those cleaned. And just again, continuing planning for more projects around town.
Anyone have questions? Oh, sorry, Councilor McGonigal.
Through you, if I may, Madam Chair, thank you. Just on the Arbutus storm, it's unfortunate that work couldn't have occurred during a little bit of dry time.
Yeah.
I'm concerned with the timing of the tendering that may be problematic for some continuation of I&I within that infrastructure, but unfortunately, that's what happens in contracts, and we'll see what happens in the new tender process and move from there.
Yeah.
Somebody, yeah, Councillor Sandu.
Thank you. So regarding Arbutus, is it a high priority to have this completed in a timely fashion this year, or?
It is. It would be nice to get it done because it is a real problem. Sewer line. We have backups there pretty much every year, and last year we encountered a number of them, and it gets costly to unplug them, and it can back up into people's homes. It's not a good situation.
But it's not grant dependent.
Sorry?
It's not grant dependent for timeline.
No.
It's just budgeted. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Sandu again.
Thank you. Could we have a discussion at our next Public Works meeting regarding public bathrooms downtown as to kind of what we're doing moving forward for the rest of the year and whatnot? On the weekend, on Sunday, I was downtown and I witnessed somebody peeing on the outside of the bathrooms at Saywell Park. So to me, that's a problem. And, you know, is there discussion, or can there be a staff report back as to any recommendations? If we're going to keep any bathrooms open, one set of bathrooms open over the winter, 7 days a week. I think we have to have that conversation.
Perhaps that
Yeah.
could reside as a notice of motion, Councillor Sandhu.
Maybe, Jazz, maybe you can let us know if there are any washrooms open right now in town?
There is right now, because we still have enough staff on, but our gardeners will be finished at the end of October. So that's when we'll be starting to shut more of them down. We just don't have the staff to keep them all open. Duck Pond is closed right now, so we still have 3 washrooms open at this point.
Just Monday to Friday though.
Right now, it's 7 days a week, but by the end of September, they will be down to 5 days a week.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll leave that for a notice of motion then. No further questions. So now we're going back to your water treatment plant update.
Water treatment plant is running great. It's doing well. We had a few, last month, I think it was, we had a small motor we had to replace at the soda ash machine. Other than that, everything's working as it's supposed to be.
Any questions for our superintendent? No? One question, when I came back into town a few days ago, I noticed we're still on stage 3. Are we still on that now?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great, thank you. And then we'll go on to your next report, that one, the performance report. It's pretty self-explanatory,
Which one?
but if you'd like to do some highlights, thank you.
Which report are you referring to, Lorna?
Oh, your monthly water treatment plant report?
I don't even have that one with me, unfortunately. But that's, I think Joseph, do you have that one?
Yeah, I have that one, yeah. Just basically outlining where we are with the water treatment plant.
Mhm.
The water quality warnings or advisories. All water suppliers in British Columbia are required to monitor their water. So we're doing all of that. And if there are any issues, to go on the appropriate websites to check out if we have concerns. So that's basically, it's an ongoing report that
Yeah.
releases each month.
Okay, thank you very much. So with no questions, we go on to, we don't have these little 3-minute breaks anymore. It's like we're missing something. So we're going on to new business, which is the island.
We still have number C. The water treatment plant operations performance report.
Yeah, that was the one I just asked Jazz about, and he said he
Oh,
did
okay.
that
Although
report.
I thought we were dealing with the one before that. There's
No.
2 water treatment, okay.
Yeah.
And just if I may, on the C, we still have aluminum as an ongoing issue. And that's, we continue to monitor that and to make sure that we can try and get the numbers down. So that is the only concern we have now.
But Island Health is monitoring that.
Yeah, they are too, yes.
Okay, Councillor McGonigal?
And the aluminum problem is the source water, not the treatment.
At this point, yes.
There's a high concentration within the natural system, the lake of aluminum, which is problematic in the treatment process as well, considering we use alum as our coagulant. So that's part of the problem. And I think Island Health has identified that that is the source problem of the increase in aluminum.
Okay, so then we'll go back now to new business of the Island Wood Industries Forum. And would you like to speak to that, Mr. McGonigal? Is that yours? No? Okay, I thought maybe someone had, Mayor Day?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So that showed up in my emails as part of the Vancouver Island Economic Alliance. And it's just something if I plan on staying engaged in the engagement sessions with the province on forestry. So I just thought it'd be another opportunity to be informed. So it's I wouldn't mind attending virtually if of course it's approved. And I guess and sticking with the theme of the past couple of forums that were come up that maybe all of council would like an opportunity to go. I'm not sure, but I would definitely like to attend. So
Question is going to be at the Alberni Athletic Center. So it sounds like it's going to be held publicly.
Zoom, I
yeah,
think.
but it's both. It's
It's
a
both.
hybrid, so you can attend in person or virtually. And I thought to save some money that I could probably get just as much out of it
Mhm.
virtually rather than traveling, especially in October. We don't know, numbers are getting pretty high around the island. So
And so do we send this to finance or can
No,
we?
just a motion would be appropriate.
I will move that those councillors wishing to attend the Island Woods Industry Forum be allowed to, with correspondence to the CAO on your attendance.
And seconded by, is it a seconder, Councillor Austin, or you wish to? You're muted. Sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm just seconding it.
Seconded, okay. Okay, and everyone's, I guess, all in favor, and they'll just talk to Joseph if they'd wish to participate. And we move on to, okay, notices of motion. If Councillor Sandhu would like to put in the cleanup.
No,
count-
the bathrooms,
No,
bathrooms.
no, I thought we were gonna also put in the notice of motion for the river cleanup.
I'll just bring a report back to that
Yeah,
at our next meeting, but the motion, oh my goodness, whatever Tim said. The next meeting. Sorry.
Notice of motion for
Notice
the
of motion.
Public Works washroom for our next Public Works meeting.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. And any public relations items? We should probably have Councillor McGonigal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd just like to take this opportunity to congratulate all those who were elected yesterday in the federal election. To those awaiting the results, I wish you well as you wait for the final count. And wish everyone who has been elected a good opportunity to represent the communities for which they were elected. But I was also distraught and disgusted at some of the vandalism of party signs throughout the community.
Oh,
I think regardless of which party you support, we all need to remember that that is a democratic choice. Those signs are someone's property and they should be dealt with as a piece of property. I certainly was dismayed at some of the targeted parties that were, and I'm not going to say which party it was, but I was approached by a couple of members who support that party, who were very disturbed by some of the vandalism within the signs. They've all been missing, and we've all been through this in our own personal elections. It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with the platform. Everybody has a right to advertise their running for election, and it should be dealt with as personal property. So I was not very pleased with that, and I just wanted to publicly make that announcement.
thank you. Anyone else?
Well, I was just wondering if somebody needs to take a time out to fill the water dish. I know that sound. Thanks.
Yeah. That happens quite frequently, doesn't it? And we're all good? And so, oh, question period. So we have a 3 minutes. Oh, okay, hold on. So if anyone from the public has any questions limited to items on the agenda tonight, they may phone 250-749-6681 or email general@lakecowichan.ca, and we will take a 3-minute break. Yes, okay, so we'll be back at 5:28. Okay, so we're back. So Mr. Fernandez, did we have any phone calls or messages?
Neither one, no emails, all telephone calls.
I guess everybody's tired. So with that, we'll move on to number 11, which is the adjournment. Councillor Sandu, followed by Mayor Day. So all in favor? And I made it through the whole meeting without any tongue twisting. Yay. So what do we take, 10 minutes, Joe?
10 minutes, yeah.
Then we'll be back for our Parks and Recreation meeting. Thank you.